Are you filming?
I am.
You know, one thing I was thinking about is in one of your past videos you talked about how, for you, more light was always better, and in my camera that's not the case.
Yep.
Better or worse for you?
In this case, worse because it's behind the subject.
Yeah. Because then, the same thing with the other one, because depending on what side you're on, this wire nut is not ideal for this.
Oh.
So I'll have to find
Okay.
another one.
And yeah, you never want to be shooting directly into a light.
Yeah.
You want it to front light your subject and then have a backlight somewhere where it just kind of eliminates some of the shadows.
Mr. Lighting School.
Right.
Yeah, I tried these in the videos and there was always glare. Even if the bulb wasn't directly visible by the camera, it was just close enough that...
Yeah, it's actually not too bad right now.
That's because it's off.
Well, I know. I mean, the lighting overall isn't too bad.
This is the one that before.
Yeah.
I added a diffuser on that because I found out that I had that cool vintage diffuser for it.
Nice. Yeah,
That
that.
I didn't know that I had.
Yeah, that's pretty decent right there.
Yeah. I like those mucho. Or muchly, as my father-in-law would say. This is the part that I hate, is trying to cram everything in while it's on the sky. Much easier to do this on the workbench, but then it's harder to put the blades in, so
Yes.
either way you lose. I was wondering what kind of glass this would actually have if from NuTone. It's got a 4-inch center fitter and then the standard side fitters.
Yeah.
You'd think it would have just the standard tulip glass, but then what goes in the center? A giant schoolhouse? Maybe like a giant ruffled thing. Hey guys, this is a NuTone Verandah Deluxe, one of my all-time favorite fans. This one came with a genuine NuTone light kit. This is not the genuine NuTone glass, but the light kit is original. I was wondering what kind of glass it would have came with, because it's got a 4-inch fitter in the center and then the regular side fitters. I can't remember anything in the NuTone catalog that used that, but I'm sure there is, obviously, and just can't think of it offhand. But yeah, this is just glass that I had here at the shop. The 4 outer ones came from the Casablanca Four Seasons that I did a video of, and the round center one came from the Lasco, the Great Room, the 60-inch Lasco that I did a video of. Let me see, because I'm getting some weird glare. Let me see if this light makes it better or worse for me. Andy will hate me if it's better with it off, because I think it is better with it off for me, though. So take that, Andy. Actually, can you turn it on so I can look at my viewfinder at the same time and see? I can see it better with it on, but there's weird shadows, so maybe we just need to move it. So, because I think the light kit is creating some shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, we'll leave it, because it's better for yours with it on, isn't it?
Right.
Okay. So, first of all, let's take a look at the light. The pull chain is kind of unusual. It goes center, all, and then just the outer ones. Normally it's, center, outer, all, so I'm not used to that at all. And it's taken my camera a long time to acclimate to all of the added light. So, there was a restaurant here in town that had 2 of these 52-inch in stencil and this finish with either this light kit or a very similar, either a 4 or a 5 light, and then a ton of small ones. And again, antique brass and stencil with 3 or 4 light kits. And small ones were in the bar, big ones were in the banquet room. And they had that like kind of glass that's kind of slightly clear, slightly amber, and it's got like an etched edge. I've pretty much only seen it on NuTones. It's very cool glass. Okay, I don't remember what else I wanted to say about the fan, but we've said plenty. Andy adjusted the variable speed trim for us and got a much better low speed than I am capable of, so clearly that's going to be his job from now on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So let's put it on low with the internal variable speed control. This one has an A.O. Smith motor in it. What did I do wrong? It just stopped on me. There we go. I don't know what I did wrong. But we're at 0.17. This has an A.O. Smith motor in it, which is the first time I've seen that. I've seen them with Universal motors is the most common, GE motors, and Westinghouse motors. This is the first time I've seen it with an A.O. Smith. I think somebody else has found one with an A.O. Smith, though. Oh, didn't mention it also came with a genuine NuTone vaulted ceiling kit. So that's pretty cool, too.
You gotta wonder where this was, because it would have to have been a cool install.
Yeah, I was on a long down rod, and uh-oh.
We're stalling out.
Yeah, I think your masterful variable speed, low speed trim setting has failed us. But
still moving.
it is still going, but it sure did slow down there.
Odd.
Yeah.
And that's about where it was when it is the variable speed still all the way down?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, because it started out actually going quite a bit faster than the trim was set to.
it did. I'm gonna
Well, it had to coast down from
from high.
From
but
high,
it's
yeah.
Still awfully slow. I'm gonna bring it up just a hair. Let's see where are we at now. We're still at 0.18, and I've turned it quite a bit.
Huh.
So, other thing that Andy and I were noticing when we were taking some pictures of it beforehand is that if it's on low, and then you turn the light on, oops, I'm not used to that pull chain. It's enough for it to stop. It's enough drag on the power supply, so I'm going to inch it up to where it will go even with the light.
Okay, you are at...
Well, it's going to be hard to, you're not going to know because the light's drawing at least
Right.
1.5.
So we're at 1.73, so if you subtract 1.74, so about 0.24.
What are you
Okay.
subtracting? I think the light is 1.59.
Right, okay. So subtract 1.6, you've got 0.14.
This is why I like capacitor low speeds, because this can get tricky.
Yes.
So, and yeah, there must be a slow spot in the motor, because then it. Plus, the bearings were awfully stiff when I first started messing with it, and I have not ran it on high for any length of time. So it'll probably perform a lot differently once the bearings have been freed up. I did give it a nice oil and WD-40 treatment. So, light off. And now with the light off, oh, hit my head.
Bonk.
We're all the way at 0.25
We're,
now. So now it's considerably faster.
We don't test with light kits too often, so that
Not too often.
impacts your clearance as well.
Yeah. And one of the reasons that I don't test with light kits is it, again, if you have the light kit on and you have the light kit on, then it makes your amp meter readings all. I guess what I could do is I could have just a separate outlet for a light kit not connected with the amp meter at all. So let's go up like an eighth of a turn. It's hard to tell without a knob. Eighth of a turn, 0.35. And then NuTones do have what's called a very low system, where you have a solid high speed that's just directly wired to the motor, and then you have the variable speed on the low setting on the pull chain. So if you want to go from low to high, you don't have to mess with the knob, you can just use the pull chain. So with another eighth, 0.4, that was a very slight difference. Do another eighth. Ooh, that was a little bit beyond an eighth. Man, it's hard to do without a knob. I have some spare knobs around here somewhere, but I don't know where they are. 0.46. It's rated at 1.1 high or 1.27 with the light, is what the tag says. Another eighth. 0.65. Another eighth. 0.84. Yeah, we're getting our way up there. It's going to be close to the... Then all the way, yep. Another eighth takes us all the way to high. 0.93. And yeah, this A.O. Smith motor is definitely slower than some of the other motors that they used in here. The GE motor ones will fly. The Universal motor ones are pretty fast. I don't think I've ever had a Westinghouse motor one, but I've told they're on the slow side. But this is definitely slower than other verandas that I've tested. It's not a bad airflow from it though, but it's that's your high again. Oh, it's actually okay. It must be wired to a different leg of the motor, because now we're at 1.11. Still not that much faster. That's why I adjusted the pull chain, was to check that. Sometimes they'll have a motor with 2 coils, and the variable speed will be wired to the slower coil. Mm-hmm. So that even when you turn the variable speed all the way to its highest setting, it's still not the fastest it can go. And because I've been at... Well, first, see how close we come to the 2.7 that it's rated for. Huh? 2.56. We're pretty close. And because I've been asked to, let's go out here. Let's see. Yeah, one of those blade brackets is definitely bent a little bit downward. It's a gentle breeze out here. It's nothing too noticeable. Again, this is definitely slower than other verandas that I've tested. Yeah, one blade is specifically bent down and the rest are clearly in line. Okay. Low off. And then we'll turn this back down. Andy and I were discussing potential fans to put in his parents' living room, which currently doesn't have a fan. And one of these is a contender, I think. The first one we discussed was the SMC A52. So far we've come up with a lot of good options, and I'm not a strong advocate for one over the other yet, but we'll see. Reverse. No light kit. Low. .17 again. Let's see if it stalls out. Oh, you want to turn the blender fan off?
Sure.
There's a little... You know where that is? I mean, I can get up.
Where's the switch at?
It's right behind that shelf there, and there's a black rocker switch at the bottom. It's on...
Here, I'm going to have to set this down.
Look behind the shelf on the wall. Behind the shelf on the wall. Nope, it's going to be about slightly below eye level. Okay. Right here.
Oh.
Yeah, now your low speed trim setting works fine in reverse. And if I turn the light on, let's see if it stops. It could be that we just freed up the bearing, so I'm running it in high. Okay.
Still moving.
Yeah. I love NuTone stencil so much. Okay, we're gonna count that as working. So, I'm gonna turn the light off. That's 0.22. Let's go 1/8 of a turn. Three. Another 1/8 of a turn. Like 3/8. This has also got a little bit of inherent 60 cycle hum that other verandas in my remembrance do not have. So it just could be this A.O. Smith motor.
Could be the light kit too, just resonating more.
That's true.
A lot more joints.
0.52. I'm trying to hit the same places with the variable speed dial that I did in forward, but it's impossible to tell without a knob if I succeeded. 0.64. .81. .93, that's the same. So I must have just been hitting different spots. .11. I haven't had too many fans that have passed the blender fan test besides the Islander, which is really interesting. I can't even think of one offhand that has passed the blender fan test besides the Islander. It probably has been, but
I think there have been a couple that have moved it for a little bit and then it stalled out.
yeah. Okay. Wait. We'll leave it on high. And turn it off with the 4-speed because of the next test up is the 4-speed. And outer lights off. That's so weird to me that it doesn't go, dim, brighter, brightest. Makes me wonder, since they use so many different motors in these. Did you ever see that video I did with 3 of these on insanely long down rods in a church?
I don't think so.
It's a
I have to look that up. That
church in
sounds
Iowa, and they have reverse switches built into the wall, so you can reverse the fans, which is absolutely pointless on a ceiling that high. But they were being creative, and I'm sure that required an insane amount of wiring. But they're this exact fan, finished blades and everything, just no light. Low with the Fastgo 4-speed control is 0.26. Medium low, 0.56. Medium high, 0.88. And then high. Okay, no need to try the solid state control since that's what's in the fan, but we can try the 4711. You want to take mine or you want me to prop it up?
I'll take it as soon as it spins down.
Okay. I'm gonna get the other control in hand at least.